Love is supposed to feel warm, exciting, secure, right? But what happens when that feeling starts to fade? When the person you love seems to be, I don't know, subtly drifting away, it's a really uncomfortable place to be. So today, we're doing a deep dive into 9 pretty consistent signs that your partner might be emotionally disconnecting.
Exactly. And our goal isn't just to list symptoms. We're digging into the research, looking at why these behaviors pop up. What's the thinking behind, say, shorter texts or a cold shoulder? We want to give you some real insight into recognizing what might be happening.
Okay, let's get into it. The first group of signs is all about that immediate connection starting to fray. Number 1, decreased communication. And we're not just talking about a busy week here, are we? It's more like the whole flow changes. Calls get ignored, texts are super short, maybe one word. Takes ages to get a reply.
That's it. And the sources suggest this isn't just, laziness. It's often a kind of subconscious avoidance, avoiding the emotional effort it takes to stay close. When someone's checking out, that kind of deep communication feels like a burden.
Ah, okay. Which leads straight into sign 2, right? Less emotional connection.
Precisely. This is where the sharing stops. You notice maybe they don't share their own feelings much anymore. Or, importantly, they're not really there for your feelings. Not celebrating the good stuff with you or offering real comfort when things are tough.
They might be physically there, but just not engaged emotionally.
Exactly. Checked out. And that often goes hand in hand with sign 3, reduced physical intimacy.
Right. Less closeness. But hang on, this is a big one people ask about, isn't it? Couldn't less physical touch just be like stress or being tired or even seasonal affective disorder? How do we tell the difference?
That's a really important question. The key things the research points to are consistency and reciprocity. Look, a temporary slump usually affects both people, and hopefully you can talk about it. But a loss of interest, that's more one-sided. The partner consistently pulls away from or just doesn't initiate those non-sexual touches. Hugs, holding hands, a hand on the back, the basic bonding stuff. If they consistently choose other things over that simple closeness, that's flagged as a pretty serious sign.
Okay, that makes sense. So if the talking, the emotional support, and the touching are all fading, the next logical step seems to be sign 4, making less effort overall. Like the little things just stop. Planning dates, doing small favors, those thinking of you texts, gone.
Yeah, relationships need fuel, they need active input. When that energy gets withdrawn, things start to wither. It's like the source quote says, love thrives on effort. When effort stops, love begins to wither. If they used to be an active partner and now the relation feels like something they just passively exist in, that's a concern.
And that lack of effort often shows up as sign 5. More time away. Suddenly, they're always too busy.
More late nights at work, constantly out with friends, maybe glued to their phone even when you are together. It's a shift in priorities.
It feels like all these signs are building towards something quite negative. Which brings us to sign 6, irritability and annoyance. Little things that were never a problem before suddenly become huge issues. They get easily frustrated.
Yeah, and this is interesting psychologically. The research often links this increased nitpicking to something called cognitive dissonance. They feel distant internally, maybe even guilty about it. So subconsciously, they start looking for flaws in you or the relationship to justify that feeling.
Wow, so they criticize you to make their own detachment feel.
It can work like that, yes.
Yeah.
It helps resolve that internal conflict. It's really tough on the person on the receiving end, obviously.
Absolutely exhausting. Okay, let's move to the really big picture signs. Sign 7 feels major. Future plans disappear.
Huge red flag.
Yeah.
We're talking about everything from planning next summer's vacation together to maybe mentioning long-term goals like family or where you'll live. If they stop including you in their vision for the future, even the near future, like weekend plans, it strongly suggests their mental picture of what's next might not have you in it anymore.
They can't talk about us next year because they're already mentally picturing me.
Something like that, which connects directly to sign 8, lack of appreciation.
Where you just feel unseen. Your efforts, your presence, maybe even your love, it's like they don't notice or value it anymore.
Exactly. If they're no longer invested in the U.S., they stop seeing the value in what you bring to it. They've started to mentally check out of the present because they're focused elsewhere.
Okay, so we've covered 8 signs. What's the last one?
The last one, sign 9, isn't about specific actions so much as an overall feeling. Trust your intuition.
Your gut feeling.
Yes. If you consistently feel ignored, unimportant, unwanted, Don't just brush that off. Your intuition is processing tons of tiny cues all the time. Micro expressions, tone of voice, the way they don't make eye contact. The sources often call intuition the strongest signal because it's your subconscious putting all those little pieces together. Your gut often knows something is wrong before your conscious mind admits it.
That's powerful. So listening to that inner voice is key. Okay, we've gone through 9 signs. For you listening, what does this all mean? Well, noticing these things doesn't automatically mean it's over. Sometimes it really can be a wake-up call, a chance to talk, to really communicate, maybe even rebuild things.
Absolutely. But I think the core message from all this research is that this kind of disconnection, it isn't silent. It shows itself through these consistent patterns of avoidance, justification, and withdrawal. And if, after really looking at it, the love has gone, recognizing that, as painful as it is, actually empowers you. It allows you to start seeking a relationship where you are valued and cherished.
Because ultimately, love shouldn't feel like you're constantly begging for crumbs of attention, should it?
Yeah.
It really should feel like home.